greatest, at that time the disciples came to Jesus saying, "Who's the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you'll never enter the kingdom of heaven." In other words, before you're going to know what it's like, you got to know how to get in the door. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. All right, let's talk about kingdom of heaven again. Where is the kingdom of heaven? Yes. Here and. When Jesus is talking about the kingdom of heaven, and this is all my life, I've been among people who always thought that's about going to heaven. And our whole obsession is what happens when we die. We're going to heaven when we die. We're going to heaven when we die. What will happen to you when you die? Do you know that you'll go to heaven when you die? That's our whole obsession. And in some sense, it's a misreading of the Bible. I'll say it one more time. Your pastor believes in life after death. Actually, what I believe in is life after death and life after death. But we'll talk about that another day. But ultimately, it's life. Ultimately, we live forever. But when the Bible talks about heaven, it didn't talk about heaven as an unknown and unknowable place. It talked to heaven. Listen, we are not Greeks. We are Hebrews. For the Greeks, heaven was what was the world of Plato. This is the world of shadows, and that's the world of reality. But for Hebrew people, heaven and earth came together. They came together at a certain place, at the temple. Whenever you went to the temple, if you could approach God, you're approaching the actual presence of God, where heaven and earth actually, physically, manifestly met. And you got to be in that. What Jesus is going to do is going to say, I came to bring what's in the temple into the whole world. That's the kingdom of heaven. It's the glory of God that fills the heaven, that manifested on the mountain, on Mount Hermon with Elijah and Moses. It's that glory filling the earth. The disciples wanted to ascend to that glory. Who's the greatest? And Jesus says, you're going to descend to the glory. You're going to go to the lowest place. And then the glory is going to be manifested in and through you.